Hi, mini shifters. Welcome to day 10. You did it. You did it. If you are here, and today is your 10th day of movement and a little bit of mindset reset, I am so proud of you. I am so proud of you. Congratulations. I want you to think about something. When was the last time you did something like this for 10 days? By something like this, this could be multiple things. When was the last time you intentionally, deliberately moved your body for 10 days in a row with the intention of doing this for yourself? And if this is the last, well, if you can't remember the last time, if this is the first time, if this is the first time in a long time, I want you to give yourself a huge hug because you did that. And that is amazing. When was the last time you spent 10 days deliberately and consciously thinking about what you think? When was the last time you deliberately and consciously spent several days in a row actively trying to think thoughts that are aligned with the life that you want? When was the last time you did that? Maybe never. But if you're here and you've done this for 10 days, I know the last time was a while ago. And again, I am so proud of you and I want you to be proud of yourself. The end of this challenge is not the end of this journey. This is the beginning. You know why? Do you know why I picked these 10 days, January 2nd to 11th, like these 10 days? Because tomorrow, January 12th, is like, I think they call it like National Quitters Day or something. It is the day that the people who made New Year's resolutions and barely started or didn't start just give up. It's like the national day of like, on your commitments for yourself for the new year, but not for you. Tomorrow is not your National Quitters Day. Tomorrow is your day one of the rest of your life, day one of the rest of the year, day one of the next week. It doesn't really matter how you think about it. What matters is that you don't take it as, oh, I can't, I didn't. I want it for you to be, this is day one of just continuing. It could be for you day 11 of this challenge for yourself. Just because this little mini shift free fitness challenge is over has nothing to do with what you are doing in your life, with what you have started doing and with what you will continue doing. And let's just review what we have done here. We started before the challenge even started with some mindset work. We stopped complaining and started shifting to gratitude. We started thinking about what we want for ourselves for this year. If you did the journaling challenge, and if you didn't, then I highly recommend that you go back and do it. I think it was the third pre-challenge challenge. One of the questions in that challenge was, if your life was a movie and people were watching this movie, what would the audience be screaming at the screen? This question, when I heard it, really hit me, and I want you to think about it. What would the audience be screaming at the screen for you today, 10 days after starting this commitment to yourself? Would they be screaming, you can do it? Keep going. You've done this so far, and you can do it again, and you can do more. They may be screaming, stop doing that. Stop focusing on that. Start focusing on this. What are they seeing that you're not seeing? I want you to start opening your eyes to what you have been deliberately not seeing before. And I say deliberately because, look, I know it is easier to focus on the negative. I know it is easier to focus on the things that keep us feeling small. But just because it is easier now doesn't make it good for you, healthy for you, or lead to a happier life for you. The other things we have done in this challenge, we have talked about forgiveness. We talked about gratitude. We talked about the way that you speak to yourself. We talked about self-compassion and kindness. We talked about what is that little tap on your shoulder that your mind and your heart keep coming back to that you maybe have been ignoring. If you have done this challenge for 10 days, I want you to consider that if you can do that, you can stop ignoring that little nudge on your shoulder. This is the time to start taking action in that direction. Remember, it's not huge action. This action is aligned with our mindset. Remember, we talked about planting that new garden in your mind and ripping out those negative thoughts, those old tomatoes, and planting the thoughts that you want. Planting the thoughts of the person who has the life that you want. You are not going to believe these thoughts the first time you think them, but in order to think them, you have to start creating them. Your life comes from what you think, and you have the power to create what you think. And when you start using that power and tapping into that power, not worrying about, do I believe it now? Just worrying about creating it. You are what you create. Start creating what you want. And then it was taking action that is aligned with those thoughts. Remember, if the thought is, I'm a marathon runner, it doesn't mean you have to run a marathon today, but it does mean you have to act like someone who is a marathon runner. If you were a marathon runner, what would that person do today? Go out for a walk, maybe a little jogging, maybe some stretching. If you are someone who has your dream career, it doesn't mean you go and get that career tomorrow. But what would that person with your dream career do today? Maybe they would make a call. Maybe they would post something on their Instagram. Maybe they would apply for a certain job. Maybe they would sign up for a certain kind of training. It's not about taking the action, to the nth degree. It is about taking action that moves you forward in those small steps. And those things are really, really important. And how is all of this? I'm sure that you have asked yourself, how is all of this aligned with fitness? Like, I'm moving, but she's saying I have to think differently about my work or my life or my possibility. Because what you've done with 10 days of fitness is you have shown yourself that you can do something that you didn't think you could do. And if you can do that, you can do anything. I know that you can do anything. And I want you to take from this challenge that knowing for yourself. And you know how you're going to know it for yourself? By continuing to do things that before you thought you couldn't do. You've done this for 10 days. Can you do it for 15? Can you do it for 20? I'm not saying to run a marathon every day. Just move your body with some intentional, deliberate, conscious movement for the next 5 days. Then for the next 10, do I have something in my hair here? What's that? Let's get that out. There we go. No, didn't get it. That's going to bother me. Ugh. Okay, doesn't matter. Go move it for the next 5 days. Go move your body for the next 10 days. Go continue practicing thinking differently for the next 5 and 10 days, and then for 5 and 10 days after that. I don't want you to think about this as I have to do this for the whole year. Just let me do this for today. Let me do this for tomorrow. And at the end of each day, acknowledge what you have done. Practice a little self-compassion and self-forgiveness for where you feel you may have fell short. But don't stop. Every day doesn't have to be perfect. And on the days that are not, on the days where you do no movement, on the days where your mindset is just, it's fine. You could start again tomorrow. It's not over until you're dead. So for the end of this challenge, I want to tell you that I am so proud of you. I want to tell you that I am so happy that you have been here with me and for yourself, and to just keep going. And of course, if there is, well, first, if you have any questions about anything we have done, any questions about anything I have said, please message me. I love getting messages from you. So message me. I'm happy to have this conversation over Messenger. We can talk. I leave voice notes. It's so great. I would love to hear from you. If going through this challenge, you have realized that this kind of support and encouragement and knowledge about how to use your mind to create your life in a way that you haven't before, if you find that this is valuable for you and you want to know more about working with me and how to do this, either in the group of One Big Shift or in private one-on-one coaching, reach out to me, and I'm happy to have that conversation with you and see if this would be a good fit for you. But mostly, I just want to tell you that I'm proud of you, and you have done a really, really good job. Tomorrow is not your National Quitters Day. Tomorrow is just day one of forever. So keep going, and I will see you soon.